Transboundary Experiment number 3, Imposter. Objective to achieve ultimate victory. Phase 1, Secondary Mimic Entities. Construct secondary entities using arbiters as receptors. Secondary entities will be perceived as X, making them immune to X corrosion. While secondary entities typically cannot be controlled, their receptor arbiters will be able to. Secondary entities can be born from vector zones. Their debris will only form vector zones at 0.1% efficiency. This will allow them to compete with the X. Phase 2, Veil of Immunity. As the secondary mimic entities are perceived as X, once their density exceeds a critical point, the X will cease reproduction. A world overrun by secondary entities is also perceived as one overrun by X. Once a veil of secondary entities is built around the world, the X will be unable to pierce it. Based on mind mapping, the veil itself will be perceived as the world. While secondary entities typically cannot be controlled, their receptor arbiters will be able to. Thus, a barrier of immunity has been built. Phase 3, Predation. Once the veil of immunity is perceived as the X will be able to enter unimpeded. When they do, they will be engulfed by the secondary entities. The secondary entities will suffer losses in the process, but devouring the X will aid in their proliferation. Through this process, a self-repairing barrier will be built. Outside the veil, the arbiters continue their final preparations. Supervisors are in place. Recording is in process. Zero is online as well. Ready. Environment mechanism ready. Moon is in position. Safety mechanism in position. Information security confirmed. System 8 equals 10 equals 14 operating normally. Chariot is in position. Erasure mechanism is in position. Beginning theoretical boundary breach. Initiating transboundary experiment number 3. Phase 1 complete. Confirmed emergence of secondary mimic entities. Breaching mental boundary. Mind mapping confirmed. 1 equals 18 linkage confirmed. 17 equals 18 linkage confirmed. Phase 2 complete. Veil of immunity confirmed. Breaching physical boundary. Reverse mind mapping confirmed. 18 equals 1 linkage confirmed. 18 equals 17 linkage confirmed. Precipitation phenomenon confirmed. Pressure load 1%, 4%, 12%. An anomaly? Gravitational field anomaly detected in region 53149442055. Signal identified. Council Texas Force 5 walking down defensive mechanism. Task Force 5? Why are they here? Verified council member authorization. Temporarily halting mind mapping and precipitation safety concerns. Wait, if you stop now, the veil layer will overload. Task Force 5 council member authentication? Empress, my system's malfunctioning due to conflict. We have to halt the transboundary experiment. Obviously, immediately halt the experiment and destroy the veil layer. It's too late. A beam of sea blue light shone upon the panicking arbiters. You? In light of the offensive action launched by 1, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 14, 17, and 18 upon members of the council, in accordance to the Emergency Protocol N99994, privileges of listed arbiters are to be revoked. Existing backup data will be used to construct temporary units for 1, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 14, 17, and 18, and all privileges will be passed on to them. Hold on! A current swept through, dyeing the world around them that same shade of blue. Thus, my plan comes to an end. Commander, let's be the beginning of our perfect world. A note to the firmament. On our third day here, Lexington and I took a flight to Seattle. That's like a drastic shifted tone. Bird's eye view from the plane gave me a new perspective on the world's advancement and prosperity. That night, we boarded a cruiser in Seattle's port and began our journey to Anchorage. Along the way, we forgot our troubles and just focused on enjoying each other's company. Time flies when you're having fun. Before you know it, the sun was rising on the third day of our journey. In the hazy morning, I was stunned by the anchorage I saw. It was a bustling metropolis, the likes of which I couldn't have imagined. When the ferry docked, Lexington and I met with the fleet garrisoned there. Welcome to the city of Anchorage. I'm William D. Porter, captain of the 7th Task Force's William D. Porter Squadron. That name would be awkward if you weren't. Commander, Langston, we appreciate you coming all this way. Go with the 7th Task Force? Well, I guess we can go with that for now. Has the VIPs arrived yet? Not yet. I are the first two to arrive. The others should disembark within a week. Essentially, the optimal viewing period will be a week from now. It'll be a intense geomagnetic storm at the time, so be sure to protect any sensitive equipment you have on hand. We'll be careful. Thank you for the warning. Looks like we have a free week to ourselves, Commander. A whole week, huh? Guess we have to explore the city all we want. This is like the most famous resort on the city on the planet. You two won't be disappointed. Anchorage, really? Do you have any recommendations for sight to see? Anchorage is most split up into urban zone, industrial zone, high-tech zone, defensive control zone, and nature reserves. The urban zone is all you could ever want, of course. You gotta check the Anchorage Historical Museum while you're here. As for the industrial zone, those are for the normal ones, because it doesn't use wisdom cube technology. I don't know, you better check it out. I don't know anything about that stuff. Town of Whittier is pretty close by. They've heard of the historical Bagish Towers. I don't actually know anything about Alaska. I need to look up if that's real or just an invention by the game. I'll be damned! Bagish Towers is a 14-story condominium building in Whittier, Alaska that houses the majority of the town's population, earning it the nickname, a town under one roof. I'll be! You'll go over the industrial zone from there to feel like you've gone back in time. With the high-tech zone, it's mostly companies involved in space travel and extraterrestrial exploration. I don't know much about that stuff either. We'll go check it out though. Men's control zone, I don't think there's much of interest there. Oh, we have the Anchorage National Observatory, so our defenses are way better than most other coastal cities. Not much of a vacation spot, but if you like that stuff, go for it. As for me, I love the nature reserves all around. A lot of cute wild animals out there. They got unique glacier tours too. Oh, speaking of, the observatory is on top of a mountain in one of the nature reserves. If not there to stargaze, the views from there are breathtaking. So in short, every place is worth visiting? That's right! I think we're in for the occasion of our lives, Commander. Welcome, all guests, to Anchorage. We hope you have a wonderful time here. Here's the morning news, brought to you by the LXS Trade Alliance. LXS's newest Light Beam Series engine has passed the simulation test with flying colors. With this, all components of the Council's 6th generation space exploration craft have been completed. We've conquered the moon, and now it's time for humanity to look towards Mars. Last night, Council member Colette arrived in Anchorage. I have memories of meeting that woman, so I was curious to know all about her. I quickly made plans to meet and chat with her. I thought she asked to meet up in the high-tech zone, but surprisingly, she chose the glacier hiking trail in the nature reserves. Some people like walking and talking. Long time no see. You said the second mass syncope gave you amnesia, right? How are you feeling now? Have you gone to a clinic? During our preliminary contact yesterday, I told her about my memory loss. I know I wouldn't be able to hide that fact in front of my old friends at the council. Not at the time, but memories are coming back here and there. It's just that my mind is still such a mess. It isn't quite a lie, but I'm also not telling her the full truth. I call it selective honesty. Asshole. It's been the best option to put a risking any space-time paradoxes. You're not the only one, buddy. My mind's been a total wreck these past few days, too. I've made no progress on my project whatsoever. Everyone's in the same boat. Let's put my team on paid leave for a few days. That's why I'm here in Anchorage, to clear my mind and get my head straight. Girls went crazy when they heard you'd be here, you know? I know how eager they are. Don't worry, I won't get in my way of your little reunion. I'll go check out that frozen lake so you can chat all you want. Like Colette said, Memphis Meta and Vestal Meta came along with her. It's my first time meeting with them since Helena left us. It really is them. Commander, it's been so long. Can't believe you got here before us. Memphis, Vestal. Do you remember me? All of me? Of course we do. Remember the real past and the dreams we had during the mass syncope. Then do you consider the past and mass syncope just dreams, while small alone is reality? Yes, we discussed it before we came here, actually. Both of us consider this moment in time reality. This world is just so perfect. It's the world we deserve. The world everybody deserves. Don't worry, this world isn't missing anything. Everyone is here. You noticed that by now, haven't you? Maybe so. Okay, that's your decision. How's it going? Colette's already left us in the dust. This world is perfect. It'd be wasted standing around all day, right? Yeah, let's go. Alex, I'm so happy to see you again. Let's enjoy our perfect future together. Ooh, something's wrong here. Something's wrong. I can sense it.